Welcome in, everyone. We're jumping right into it today, breaking down really one of the wildest football games we've seen lately. That Dallas Cowboys overtime win against the New York Giants. Just chaos. So our goal here is to get you up to speed fast. We want to hit the key moments, the big performances, and those turning points that really define this thing, so you walk away knowing what really went down.
Yeah, wild is definitely the word. I mean, this game just kept throwing curveballs, especially near the end. It was nuts. You see that 40-37 score, right? But then you hear Dallas had the ball 3 times in overtime before they finally won. That tells you right away this wasn't your average win. So we need to look past just the fact they won and really dig into how they pulled this off. You know, it's such a crazy back and forth game. It says a lot about them.
Okay, let's rewind to the start, because the weirdness kicked off almost instantly.
Right.
The Giants. First drive, they racked up an incredible 60 penalty yards on one possession. I mean, they had a 3rd and 25 near midfield, and they actually converted a huge 50-yard pass, Wilson, to Wan'Dale Robinson.
Insane conversion.
Right, but even with plays like that, all those flags meant they stalled out, had to settle for 2 field goals, 6-0 lead. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' offense, it was sputtering. Dak took a delay of game on a 4th and short, forced punt, just a really shaky opening.
And that first drive really showed the Giants' whole deal, didn't it? They could make big plays like that 3rd and 25 pickup, but the discipline just wasn't there. Those penalties weren't just yards lost. They killed momentum, probably cost them touchdowns. Getting flagged that much, that early, it really makes you question their focus, you know?
Totally. And things just got crazier in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Dallas offense still couldn't get going. Dak gets sacked, another punt. Finally, Brandon Aubrey boots this beautiful 51-yard field goal. Long one, cuts the lead to 6-3.
Got him on the board at least.
Yeah, but the Giants came right back. Wilson hits Malik Neighbors for a touchdown. Now it's 13-3 Giants. And then this sequence. It was pure absurdity. The Giants just imploded with penalties. Too many men roughing the passer, pass interference. It saved a dead Cowboys drive. Although, CeeDee Lamb then gets flagged for taunting, which, you know, offsets some of it.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal.
But Dak still manages to find Javonte Turpin for a touchdown, so it's 13-10. Then right before the half, Kenny Clark gets a sack, forces a Giants punt. What a messy first half.
You know, that stretch makes you think of that old saying, winning cures all. Because despite all the mistakes, the penalties, the offense looking clunky, Dallas was right there, only down 3. It really showed they could capitalize on chaos, or maybe just capitalize on the Giants messing up. Kept the game from getting away from them, which showed some grit, even if it wasn't pretty.
Absolutely. Grit was definitely needed. So second half starts, Cowboys get the ball, and then disaster, right? Second play, Prescott throws a pick, intended for George Pickens. It felt like, uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, momentum killer right there.
But then the Giants kind of gave it right back, a huge gift. They drive down into the red zone and fail on 4th down, turnover on downs.
Massive break for Dallas.
Dallas took advantage. Marched down, Javonte Williams punches it in for the TD. First Cowboys lead 17-13. But naturally in this game, the Giants answer. Big 52-yard play by Darius Slayton sets up a field goal. Now it's 17-16 Cowboys. Still tight.
That defensive stop, that gift, as you called it, was huge. Seriously pivotal. For the Giants, you get a pick, you drive down deep, you have to score points there. Failing on 4th down, that's just a killer missed opportunity. And for Dallas, not just getting the stop, but turning around and scoring a touchdown, that showed real resilience. They grabbed that momentum right back when it could have easily swung the other way. That's big.
And then the fourth quarter happened,
Yeah.
which was, honestly, it was just mind-blowing. 41 total points scored in one quarter.
Just incredible offense. Or maybe lack of defense.
Maybe both. Brandon Aubrey hits a 44-yarder to start it, puts Dallas up 2016. But the Giants, they bring in the rookie QB, Jackson Dart, and boom. Hands off to Cam Skitikobo, another rookie, huge run down to the 1-yard line. Skitikobo finishes it off with a touchdown. Giants retake the lead, 23-20. You just knew it wasn't over. Nope. Cowboys answer right back. Dak leads maybe their best drive of the game, considering the pressure. Big plays from CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens was involved. Miles Sanders caps it with a touchdown. Dallas leads again, 27-23.
Clutch drive. Absolutely clutch.
But the Giants would not die. Russell Wilson on 4th down hits Malik Neighbors for another touchdown. Go ahead, score. 30-27 Giants. It felt like deja vu. Seriously. But Prescott wasn't done either. Another amazing drive. Lamb, Williams, and Pickens again making huge plays, and Pickens gets his first TD as a Cowboy, puts Dallas up 34-30. Surely that's it, right?
You'd think so.
Wrong. Under a minute left. Wilson finds Neighbors again. Another go-ahead touchdown. 37-34 Giants. That looked absolutely impossible for Dallas now.
Just stunning swings.
But Dak somehow stays cool, gets them down the field, into range, and Brandon Aubrey walks out and just drills an unbelievable 64-yard field goal, ties the game, sends it to overtime. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Straight out of a movie.
Think about the mental side of that, though. That fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The constant lead changes, giving up go-ahead scores late. Most teams, they would just fold under that pressure. It really shows how incredibly rare games like this are, how draining they must be, and what it takes from the QB to the ticker just to stay composed and execute under that kind of insane pressure. It says a lot about their mental toughness.
And believe it or not, the craziness wasn't over. Overtime. Yeah. Giants win the toss, they defer. Smart move, maybe.
But
puts the pressure on Dallas.
Standard strategy now, yeah.
Cowboys offense comes out, can't move the ball, punt. Felt like a huge missed chance, giving it back to Wilson.
Definitely dangerous.
But then, the Giants mess up again. Wilson fumbles a backward pass, loses yards. They have to punt too. So Dallas gets another shot. Ball back, chance to win with any score. But again, the Cowboys offense stalls out. Punt again. The tension was just off the charts at this point.
You're thinking, can the defense hold up again?
Exactly. Felt like a massive ask. But guess what? Another Giants gift. Yeah. Wilson throws this kind of lob pass. Picked off by Donovan Wilson.
Wow, turnover in OT. Critical error.
Huge. So the Cowboys offense gets great field position. George Pickens makes a really crucial catch to get them easily into field goal range. And Brandon Aubrey, cool as ever, trots out and hits the 46-yarder ball game. 40-37 Dallas was the game. Just an absolute marathon. Okay, so now that our heart rates are maybe back to normal, let's zoom out a bit. Let's talk about some key takeaways, the individual stuff, team dynamics from this whole thing.
Yeah, and you absolutely have to start with Brandon Aubrey. I mean, the Cowboys hit the jackpot with him, didn't they? He's just become the gold standard, so reliable. Like when they lined up for that 64-yarder to tie it, there was almost this weird sense of calm, like, yeah, he's going to make this. It wasn't if, it was just, okay, he's making it.
Totally felt that way.
And he did. Then the 46-yarder in OT almost felt like, a chip shot for him. Having that kind of weapon, it's not just the points, it changes everything, how you call plays, how you approach fourth downs. It's invaluable.
Great point about the strategy. Okay, moving to the offense. Javonte Williams. He is really making some people, including maybe some skeptics, believers, right? He followed up a decent week one with a really strong game against the Giants. Let's see, 18 carries, 97 yards. That's like 5.4 yards a pop. Plus a TD. And caught 6 passes, too.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
What's making him so effective, do you think?
It's that combination he has. He's got that quick burst in short spaces, but also real tower. And he always seems to fall forward, picks up those extra couple of yards. That's huge. Makes him tough to bring down, keeps drives going. Plus, his vision seems good, finding the lanes, and he's got good balance. He can run, he can catch. Makes defenses have to account for him everywhere. And you mentioned Jaden Blue possibly joining the mix. That running back room could get really interesting, really versatile.
Definitely. And sticking with offense, George Pickens, quieter in week one, but he had a much bigger role this time. 5 catches, 68 yards, the touchdown. But it felt like more than just the stats, didn't it?
Oh, for sure. His impact was bigger than the box score. Those 2 big pass interference calls he drew. Downfield, those are basically like huge completions, setting up great field position. That's massive. And more than that, he showed up in big moments. The touchdown late, it really shows Jack is starting to trust him more and more, not just on deep balls either. He was winning on shorter routes too, showing he can be that reliable go-to guy when it counts. That trust is key.
Good points. And hey, we should also mention a big personal moment here. This was Brian Schottenheimer's first win as an NFL head coach. Son of a legend, waited a long time for this shot. Got to be huge for him, even if the win itself was pretty chaotic.
Absolutely.
You never discount a win in this league, right? Especially the first one.
No question. He probably wished it was a bit cleaner, but hey, a win's a win. And the fact his team showed that kind of fight, bouncing back constantly, that reflects well on him, keeping them focused through all that madness, navigating a game like that with all those highs and lows, that's actually valuable experience for a first-time head coach. Teaches you a lot quickly.
True. Okay. But while there were positives, we have to talk about the defense, specifically Matt Eberflus and that secondary. For me, that was maybe the biggest red flag coming out of this game. What did you see there?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. The secondary. That was probably the worst part of the game for Dallas. They just looked lost sometimes in zone coverage. Completely not on the same page. You saw Giants receivers running wide open deep downfield. Yeah. And you could see the defenders, Diggs, Elam, Hooker, Wilson, kind of looking at each other like, what happened?
Yeah, I saw that too. Looks like busted coverages.
Exactly. Fundamental breakdowns. Eberflus has got to fix that. They need, I don't know, more creativity, more disguised looks, different blitzes, something. Because they couldn't consistently pressure Wilson and cover guys effectively. It was one or the other. The run defense looked better, yeah, but the pass defense just kind of vanished. Puts Eberflus right under the microscope now. You can't win consistently having to score 40 points every week. Good offenses will shred that.
And fair point, too. The Giants played a huge part in the chaos themselves. Despite moving the ball pretty well against that shaky Dallas pass D, they just kept hurting themselves. Those penalties, starting from drive 1 and then Wilson's fumble in OT, that backward pass, just killer mistakes at the worst times.
Yeah.
They definitely helped make this game as wild as it was.
No doubt. Self-inflicted wounds were a major storyline for them.
So wrapping this up, what a game, right? Just pure drama, crazy swings. It really leaves you wondering about the Cowboys going forward. Like, was this win a sign of incredible resilience, that clutch factor? Or was it more of a warning sign? Like, hey, these defensive issues are serious and you can't rely on shootouts every week. What do you think?
It really did highlight that razor-thin line, didn't it, between the offense clicking and the defense struggling. And sure, like we said, winning cures all for now, but it raises that bigger question. Can you really be a true contender if your path to victory is consistently this chaotic, this reliant on just outscoring everybody? Does that mask deeper problems? So maybe the thing for you, the listener, to ponder is this. How sustainable is this kind of roller coaster football? And what does it tell us about that balance, between firepower on offense and consistency on defense that championship teams always seem to find?
Great questions to chew on. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in for this breakdown of an absolutely unforgettable game. We'll catch you next time.